listening anyway. Can you tell how many people actually log in and watch this?
I can tell how many, I can't tell who though.
Right.
There should be a participants button.
I got
If you click
5.
that, it'll pull up the side panel and show you who's logged in.
Yeah, I think you meant like who watches it on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that gives me just a user count, how many people watched like the linked video.
Just want to, I'm gonna get my 15 minutes of fame.
Not here, pal.
How popular is YouTube for this?
So that's how popular is YouTube for this.
ARB averages oddly enough like 15 to 20 views, which I think
We
is
get
more.
most.
Oh, really?
Council gets like maybe 20 to 40, depending on the issues. Like,
Looks like John's joining us. Hello, John.
Hello, hello. How's everybody?
Pretty good.
Oh,
Good.
BZA went on Tuesday was 1 view. 23 for the last council meeting.
RBZA?
6 for the last ARD. That's hit or miss.
Some of those probably people trying to get their notes from what we told them. Steve. Just a couple more minutes. I think we're waiting for Dr. Trainer and Tom. There we go.
There's Jim.
Hey,
Hey, Jim.
how you guys doing?
Hello.
oh,
The storm to come here.
I don't know. The shade's open. Is it here yet?
It's gonna be a little windy.
When Jean got up this morning, she looked out our bathroom window and here she saw an owl. She was face to face with an owl. This is about 9 o'clock in the morning. Incredible. So we started looking up all the owl lore.
All right. I think we have everyone logged in.
Tom's coming on.
Mhm.
It's like, I said, why are they?
All right, I'd like to bring the meeting to order. This meeting has been duly noticed and will be held in accordance with the Iowa Revised Code Section 121.22, specific to recent light of current COVID-19 declared emergency, House Bill 197, amended by House Bill 404. Under the orders of Governor DeWine, the Architectural Review Board will be meeting remotely via electronic means. Take a roll call.
Mr. Mailsy,
Here.
Mr. Behrman,
Here.
Dr. Trainer,
Here.
Mr. Weller.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Morley.
Here.
Okay, first order of business, consideration of meeting minutes, March 11th, 2021. I'm sure everyone has reviewed them. Any questions or changes that might need to be done?
It looked pretty good to me.
Okay. Like to get a
To
motion.
approve?
A motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, first order of business, Andy Lang, 6760 Seneca Road, Luxury Builders. This was tabled on 3/11. Do some recommendations. I'm sure you met with your customers. We did a couple of them. Turn the front porch steps facing the other way. Obviously, they didn't opt for doing a gable or a front porch enclosure. Doesn't look like that. I see you added the lighting. I actually think there should be one more coach light on the other side of the front door to balance it out. On that.
Okay.
Let's make a note of that. Did you discuss with the customer about the porch and that?
We did. We discussed, since the project has gotten more and more expansive, about doing that. They were fine with wrapping the chimney, changing the entryway. They did want it to face the street, moving the sidewalk away from the house to give a little more planting area. And then, like you said, adding the handrails on either side of the staircase to the front. But at this time did not want to proceed with a reverse gable covering over the porch just for cost considerations.
Mm-hmm. All right. We actually went over all the roof, shingle, windows, and that on our last meeting. So
Yeah. The front stoop is not accurately portrayed on this drawing. It looks like a temporary wood steps.
okay.
And so I called that to the attention of the builder, who notified me that that would be masonry, masonry steps and a stoop with the stone on it.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you look at the drawing, it looks like temporary, deck steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's actually going to be the stacked stone veneer over masonry with sandstone steps and a top slab for the landing.
Yeah.
I am not in contact with the architect directly. It's through the homeowner. So again, the garage door, the entry door will be white, not black. And the steps will be stone with either a wrought iron or a fiberglass or AZEK type handrail system there.
All right.
Is the landscaping gonna look like that when it's finished, or?
It'll be perfect like that. And blue skies all the time.
It's hard to get the bushes all the same size, but we'll try.
I just, from a view standpoint, I think it adds a little more interest to the front of the house rather than having to walk right against the house like it was before.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so I'm gonna note adding a light to the left of the door and then stone steps to code with the handrail. Like to see if we can get a motion to approve as noted.
I'll motion to approve as noted.
I'll second.
Second.
Milesy,
Yes.
Mr. Behrman,
Yes.
Dr. Triner,
Yes.
Mr. Lawler,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
All right, next order of business. Shazier 6743 Wilson Mills Road. Opron Studio Architecture. What we do here is we bring up the print and we kind of go through it page by page. We actually make comments and we actually review the print as we go through. I know Debbie emailed us the selections and the colors and that. So I'm sure all of us have that and we can discuss that after we're going through.
Okay.
All right, so if you want to state your name for the record and start with a brief summary as we go through it.
I'm Meg Zetzer.
Sean Zetzer.
All right, so I mean, the architect's not here. So I mean, basically they're putting on a master bedroom addition.
No, it's a kitchen family room addition.
Okay, I must have the wrong print.
You're looking at the wrong plans. Neil's our architect, for the bedroom addition.
Oh, Neil's got another one.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
The selection on the wrong set of boots. Go.
Now it looks like a kitchen and a family room.
Mhm. Yeah, great room and kitchen.
All right. So basically, we got, let's see, family room and kitchen addition. They're coming off the back of the house. Also, we have a sunroom, a 3-season room also.
It's just a screened porch. No, it's not pre-seasoned, so there's no heat. It's just screened.
So no heat or anything in the porch, right? Just screens for keep the bug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you using metal, standing seam metal roof over the screen porch and the addition is shingle?
So we're matching the house to the existing shingle, but we like the decorative look of the standing seam metal. We also have a barn garage in our backyard, which is coming up on its life in terms of the roof. So we were thinking that we would do the and that those two would coordinate them.
So you're trying to accent the porch roof.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. What's the pitch on that? Is that like a 512, 612?
I think it's like between a 5 or 4 and a 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll see it from the backyard only, correct?
That is
Yes.
correct. Yeah, you
Yes.
won't see that from anywhere but behind.
Yeah. Okay.
You can see that in the elevation, sort of middle of the page bottom.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Then the siding at the gable, it says it's cement siding. But is that true for the oh no, then you're gonna use a 4-inch vinyl clapboard style on the,
What we're doing is we're matching the vinyl siding to existing. We're running in a little bit of trouble matching exactly. So we're thinking of other options in terms of having to repaint the entire house or vinyl siding white and then painting to match what exists now. We have a clay by Norandex. They don't make that anymore. What we're hoping to do really, Neil was the one that suggested that we use the hardy board, but we would actually like to use possibly the vinyl shake. So that decision hasn't been 100% made.
That might look better than the cement board. The two different sizes of siding is going to look kind of
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
like you ran out of something.
Exactly.
Right.
And since we can't match what we have that's existing, we have to adapt something.
Right.
So,
We
yeah,
want the colors to match.
yes, the house has to
Yeah.
match.
Right.
I see 3 light fixtures in this elevation. It looks like all 3 are the same. So the one on each side of the doors and then the one in the gable, they all look the same. Is that really what you intend?
No, that is not what we intend. We're going to do coach lighting to either side of the doors. And I want to do a floodlight at the top so that our dog actually can be seen in the backyard.
I see those 7-inch fluted corners. Those are vinyl corners for the siding.
Yes, correct. And actually, right now, we don't have fluted corners. I didn't realize that he had drawn it that way. We have solid corners, and we're going to match existing all the way around. I mean, our intent is to, that hopefully this will not look like something that's brand new, but something that has been here.
Okay.
Is there a step down out of the patio doors, or do you know what the elevation is gonna be, or are you gonna just like step down into the dirt?
Our intention is to put a temporary steps in and then eventually build a deck.
So you're gonna put 2 sets of steps or one?
Oh, all the way across.
All the way
Yeah,
across.
yeah.
All the way across, okay, so it'd be about 12 feet of stairs,
Well,
right?
No, no.
Uh,
yeah,
Yes.
I'm not sure why we would need 12. Is there a reason that we couldn't go 6 or 8 since the two?
Well, you got two 3-foot doors probably that are gonna move, and the other one's stationary, so I guess 6 feet right in the middle would work.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's like, it's temporary if we can get
Yeah.
to here, but I don't know that we can.
I know it's probably, when the finances allow, then you'll put a deck in there.
And wood prices
And the wood is.
Yeah, well, good luck finding lumber,
Yeah,
for outside lumber.
I had trouble last year with trying to find deck lumber, so.
You know what, I'm finding the composite stuff you can find, but actually wood is like, forget it.
Yeah,
So we're trying to be reasonable in our expectation of finish for the deck.
Okay, I got it. And this little window, that's for what reason on the back there?
Well, first of all, I think that's a large void if we don't, but also that's a pantry and I would like to have
some natural.
some
light.
natural light and air available. And
Is that why it's that size instead of the size of the rest of the windows?
yeah,
Okay. Will you have a skylight in the pantry or no? No, not on that side.
it's only on the eastern side of the
All right.
family room.
Yeah, they make a tube that you can put through the roof that brings in the sun. Tom Lawler, are you familiar with that? Is it a solar tube, they call it?
We haven't used them. I've seen them. I've seen cut sheets on them, but yeah, we've
Yeah.
never done that.
It's basically a tube with a reflector in it and a small opening on the top. And when the sun comes out, it totally lights up the whole room.
I'm very familiar. We work in design, so we have a house that we worked on in Bracknell, and we
Okay.
leaded glass window that we would like to install into that window specifically. So
Okay.
that was the decision on the size and the.
Got it. Okay, I just thought maybe if you wanted to bring some light in through the top as well.
I notice you have 2 choices on a roof color here. Colonial red and natural patina.
Right.
At this time, you know which one you'll be using?
Right now, we're leaning towards the colonial. We have a driftwood asphalt shingle now, and it is on the warmer side. I thought it was going to be grayer than it is, but it's warmer than,
And we're gonna use the same asphalt on the addition
right.
that's on the roof. We just had it put on last year.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, I know you haven't quite decided on your siding, whether vinyl or the cement board. If you do go with the shake, do you know what color you're trying to go with since you can't
So-
match?
That's where we're going from. So we're trying to find a color that matches the existing siding. So if we can't find a color that matches the existing siding, we may have to change the color of our siding on our house,
Right.
I see. You
Yeah,
think
or-
about that. Okay, got it.
which is 25 years old. So,
Or we could put something that's similar and then paint the addition to match the siding,
right.
which might be,
You could do like a shake up there in that gable that, I mean, even if you did like a white or some kind of different color,
Right.
you're gonna go through that.
I have to
Yeah.
say, we've been looking at that and frankly, even like on some, there's that new house. And they tried to match 2 grays, the shake and the clapboard siding. And they're the same color, but they're not the same color, and that bothers me. So,
Yeah,
so
the shading, once it, when it hits the shade, it does.
Right. that would be a irksome thing for me. So we're really working to match. So one way or the other, the siding color will be the same on the entire house, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Anyone else
Oh, I
have
like
any-
that determination.
What was that?
I was just saying, I like that determination.
Yes.
Does anyone else have any more comments or questions on this? Okay, I'll take that as a no. I'd like to get a motion to approve.
I'll motion to approve.
Oh, I'll second it then. I think Steve gave us a motion. I'll second it.
Milesy,
Yes.
Mr. Behrman,
Yes.
Dr. Reiner,
Yes.
Mr. Lauer,
Yes.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good luck with your project.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
See if we can get this one right. All right, Christine Galalis and Dan Palmer, 6170 South Woodland Drive, Safari Studio Architecture.
Are we muted or no?
No.
Okay.
State your name for the
Hi.
record. Do the same thing, go through the,
Christine Goliath,
Dan Palmer.
this is the master bedroom edition.
yes.
Yes.
All right. All right, so looks like you're gonna add on again to the back of the house. And I think you have a selection of Anderson windows on here, correct? Or
We have some Anderson windows now.
So yeah, for the addition, we're anticipating Anderson windows. But we're actually looking at changing some of those windows from awning to double hung. And also to actually remove
Two transoms,
yeah, the transom lighting on the
side elevation.
okay, now the one, I mean, I was questioning the one in the back. I know it's in your
in the shower. The one in the back is in the shower.
In the shower.
That one would stay.
That's the square one in the corner,
No, the left-hand corner.
It says
It's a-
rear elevation south.
south. Okay, so, oh, I see it. Okay.
That's what it's, so you're, okay.
Side elevation east, that transom window would be eliminated.
Okay, so that little one's out right under the roof line.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just kind of curious why that transom window really isn't, I mean, we look better on the outside also, but centered in the shower also.
Well, that's where the shower is. It's on the corner right there.
That's in the corner.
Mhm.
Right, shower is 8 foot wide there.
Yeah.
Oh, so what are you saying? Center it in the wall?
Well, yeah, I think it would look better from the outside, but actually in the shower itself, I mean, it's up against, I mean, not up against, but I see aesthetically from the outside that if that was more centered in that shower, it would look more better on the back of the house, you know, so you have a small window into the gap between bigger ones on the back. I just didn't see a reason for it to be tucked all the way over in the shower.
Oh, yeah, it could be, if you look at the floor plan, if it got slid over to the left a little bit, it would,
Right.
you have 2 foot to the center, you could slide it over.
I mean, is
Oh.
there a reason-
Yeah, it could get moved to the right a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just saying also aesthetically in the shower, it would look
Yeah.
like the shower was.
Symmetrical, yeah.
Yes, correct, right.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna be matching all the existing on there. How old is the existing roof on the house?
It's, don't know.
It's a single roof. I bought the house in 2019.
It's a 3-tab roof, so, or, you know, I mean, it's a,
Architectural angle.
yeah, it's architectural shingles, so.
Well, don't forget, several years ago, we had a hailstorm come through the whole town. Everybody got new roofs, but that was probably 7-8 years ago.
Okay.
The vertical siding, how did you decide to go with a vertical?
We're not doing the front, so that's the front elevation. We're looking at changing up the entry to the house, and that's not part of this project. They're in the plans, but it's not what we're looking for approval on.
Okay, so we're not even talking about that right now.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
Just the addition.
okay. All righty.
The side elevation east that you're proposing to change the windows, what does that face? You know, who's looking at that side?
Nobody. It faces the garage that extends out the other end of the house.
So it's not really visible to anybody from the public or neighbors?
No.
No.
So if you look at the A1, basically it looks into the back of the garage,
Mhm.
correct?
It looks into the side of the garage.
Or the side of the garage, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like it makes a little courtyard between the two.
There's a
and-
patio there and
Okay,
Yeah, that's a challenging elevation to put windows in.
it is. Well, it's kind of busy inside, so it's kind of hard to even get windows in there.
You don't really want a window above your the sinks, the double sinks. and-
No.
Yeah, we're removing that. We're looking at instead putting a skylight in.
That's what I was gonna say. That'd be the best idea. You could put two skylights over the sauna and the sinks and you'd be done.
yeah, that's what we were thinking of.
Yeah, and so we're thinking of getting rid of some of those transoms and changing the awning windows to double hungs, and then getting rid of the solar tubes and replacing them with skylights.
I like the way you're thinking. That's a great idea.
Your $5 is coming a little bit later for that.
Yeah, get it.
You're gonna be connected into the existing gutters then on this?
Say again, please.
You're gonna be connected in the existing gutters?
Yes. Yeah. The builder that we're working with has suggested that the foundation is a little bit excessive, and so we'd look to back off that a little bit, still meet code, but I think he said it was reinforced more than it needed to be.
Are you talking about the wall section?
Yeah.
See what he's done. I haven't looked at that yet. Oh, you mean the footer?
Yeah, he was talking.
Yeah.
about-
Yeah.
That's pretty heavy for light frame that you have there.
Yeah, so that would be, the builder said it, we can meet code and be more than adequately providing support for it. It would save us about $2,000 on the project to change that.
What's his idea to go with just poured concrete all the way up, no block? Or do you know?
I don't know. He hasn't
No.
told us the details on it, just that what's
Yeah.
there right now is
It's a
overkill.
lot. Yeah, he's got 2 foot by 16 inches of concrete. That's a lot. So you might have to go back to the architect though, because you can't just,
Sure. No, we will.
yeah, you can't just say, no, we're gonna do something else. And then, because he has liability on the design.
Well, what about the block? Is that exposed block that's the finished material facing outward?
It probably is. Well, the rest of the house is probably exposed block foundations. That was before we required any kind of brick or stone facing. I think that whole neighborhood's exposed block foundations.
I believe so.
Yeah. And you're gonna paint it, or what are you gonna do with it?
It's painted now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're gonna paint it like it was already there, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
And then have landscaping.
Yeah, you're not gonna have that much above grade that's visible anyways.
Correct.
Do you know how deep your crawl space is or no?
It's what's standard, 24 inches?
Depends on what's down there. Are you gonna have heating ducts down there? Are you gonna need to get in there for anything? You're gonna try to store stuff?
Not going to store anything.
Okay,
So the existing home is on a crawl space. I've been down there. I can crawl around. All the plumbing and the heating vents are there, and there's enough room to get underneath that.
yeah.
So-
You're actually able to like duck walk in there, or do you have to?
I didn't try to duck walk. I might be able to,
Okay.
but my knees aren't what they used to be. So I'm better
Yeah.
off just crawling.
Yeah, 24 inches is the minimum. If there's anything that needs to be
It might be 30 inches. I mean, it's not, it wasn't difficult for me to maneuver down there.
And what are you doing for ventilating that crawl space? How are you going to ventilate it?
I assumed that was in the plans.
I didn't see any openings to the outside. Is it open to your basement?
We don't have a basement. The house is on a
Oh,
crawl.
It's the crawl space.
Yeah, there's.
There's vents in the existing crawl space.
Okay, so. All right, so one way or another, you have to get air in there so you don't rot your floor joists out.
Right.
I'm sure we'll have to put a vent or at least a few.
Yeah, your foundation guy is gonna tell you, we have to put some openings in here somehow. We have to get some kind of air in there.
Yeah.
John, is that specified in the building code?
It is. They can get air from the outside, or you can get air from the inside if it's conditioned. So I don't know if their existing crawl space has, vents in it that are, just warming the crawl space. So that there's no mechanical on this yet, so we'll find out.
Okay. My only other question would be on the east side elevation. Now you have the walls actually meeting. Are you planning to re-side the whole side of that house? Because it says here that's aluminum siding.
It's aluminum siding. We plan on using vinyl siding to match and then painting to match.
Okay. I should have lied. I just think, I was just making a suggestion that'd be probably cost effective, just the vinyl side, that whole side would be one continuous. The
Yes.
aluminum really not gonna match up with the vinyl.
Okay.
West side elevation, that would be. Other than that, so we have here moving the transom over, centered more so in the shower area. And that'll work on that back elevation there. We're not worried about the transom window, whether you eliminate that or not. It's really not visible from the street or your other neighbors. And I don't think we need to come back and visit for the skylights or anything like that. So as long as you're matching the existing, do we have any other questions or comments on the addition?
I have one question. Why are you going with 2x4 wall construction instead of 2x6 so you can get an R19 in it?
Just what the architect recommended.
Right, yeah, that's almost nobody's using 2x4s anymore for,
I think though that we're looking at a spray foam insulation that,
that'll make a difference then if you do that. Cause it's pretty hard to get your energy code calculations with a R13 on a 2x4 wall.
You're going to use any styrofoam on the outside because you're still, the wood's still connected to the outside. And so
Yeah, that helps a little bit if you put the styrofoam on the outside, but it's hard to get the R values that you need anymore. Like the attic he's got R49 in the attic, which is what you need, which is, more than it used to be. But R13 in the walls kind of might not make it.
because the thermal conductivity of wood is much, much less than insulation. And you lose about a quarter of your space if you stack them all up essentially.
Yep.
You lose about a quarter of the area that you're radiating direct to the outside. So
you might want to talk to the architect about that. Ask him if he has any issues with meeting the energy code, Ohio Energy Code guidelines with that.
okay. But
Okay.
does spray foam take care of that problem? Or
That may very well take care of it.
well, it doesn't, you still don't have a thermal break to the wood to the outside. And
No, you won't, but you might see, we're trying to meet the numbers,
okay.
the minimum requirement for the energy code. So there's a few different ways to get there.
And closed cell spray foam is different than open cell spray foam.
Correct. That's right. So it could be done with that.
Okay, so is the open cell more energy efficient than the closed cell or opposite?
I think the closed cell is more energy efficient.
Right. I think it's got a higher density and a higher R rating.
Okay.
All right. With that being said, I only have then I don't need to make that note on the energy code. John.
No, I just wanted to throw that out so that when we get to the point where we're doing permit drawings, that we have at least mentioned it.
Okay, so only note I'm having on the Pritz is just to move the transom to the center of the shower.
Right.
Uh,
Foundation block's going to be painted to match the existing. There's an option for roof windows instead of solar tubes, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that would be on the east elevation.
Well, it'd also be on the rear elevation, the south elevation.
Okay. Yeah, just so we can get it in the minutes.
Also, were you going to check the footers with the architect if you're going to change that?
Yes.
I'll have to ask
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, and I think we're also looking at adding a skylight on the existing structure.
In the
over-
back.
Yeah, over the bathroom.
Okay. And that would match the ones you're going to put on the addition?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
If you do put a skylight in, they do make a kit that finishes it off on the inside, so it looks finished. I know when we did ours, they didn't have that, so they kind of jerry rig some molding around it, but the skylight manufacturers do a drop in so that it gives you a totally finished look to the skylight against the roof rafters.
Good.
All right, so with those three notes, I'd like to get a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second it.
Mr. Milesy,
Yes.
Mr. Behrman,
Yes.
Dr. Trainer,
Yes.
Mr. Lawler,
Yes.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Last order of business, Dino and Carla DeFranco, 553 Zorn Lane. Obviously, you're the owner builder.
Yes.
We're gonna have a little bit of leniency on this one. So Dino, take us through,
Sure, sure. You might be better starting off with a picture. So you can see I'm essentially only putting up 2 walls. I'm turning 2 exterior walls into 2 interior walls. That blue section is. And right there, so where those 2 chairs are and the air conditioning unit and the garbage can, that's gonna all be now roughly 240 square foot addition. There'll be a bathroom in there. There'll be a desk put in there and really used for a little bit of storage as well. It'll be another way to also like a little mud room because there's a doorway you can see into the existing garage. So putting up 2 walls, we will match the existing roofing. I was one of those people caught in the hailstorm 8 years ago. I have the name of the shingle on the documents. It's still available from Willoughby Supplies, from the exact same decorative shingles. I am going to match the existing house brick for the exterior. It's available from Belden Brick. I'll be matching the exterior white mortar that's used in the brick. The roof lines will be matching. I am waiting on an Amish construction crew who did the previous edition, which is on the bottom right photo there. They will be coming back to add this edition. And so they're very good at matching roof lines, which I want to do really well here. I don't want any valleys or any bumps or anything. It's going to be seamless with the exact same shingles. The foundation will be 42-inch deep. Existing house is only a 36-inch, but because that existing addition is there, that sits on a 42-inch foundation, and so I will be able to connect the footer drains to there with a nice slope. So the footer drains will be taken away into the existing footer drains on the other side of the home, which has a full basement. What you're seeing here, the entire house and that addition that was put on some years ago, both of those are sitting on a crawl space that is down. The new addition is on a 42-inch foundation, and the old house is on a 36-inch foundation. Go ahead.
Will there be a crawl space under your new addition then?
Yes, it'll match the crawl of the old addition. It'll be a 45-inch height to the subfloor and a 35-inch height to the bottom of the 10-inch joist.
Okay. Will you be able to ventilate it? You probably heard my comment to the.
Yeah, there will be an outdoor vent on what would be the south wall, so what we're looking at. And then the existing, I will punch a hole in the existing crawl space to vent it.
You're gonna make yourself like a pass through so you can get in there, right?
Yeah, pass through just for utilities. There will be no storage.
Okay.
And actually, the existing crawl space on the home had no ventilation. When I added the first edition, I punched a hole through and put ventilation there and it helped a lot. But I
Sure.
hope this one will help even more. So I hope to get
Right.
good, better ventilation.
Yeah.
I know there'll be a question on the windows. On that addition there, we used the casement style windows. But here I propose to use double hung, good quality double hung, but for a few reasons. One is for safety, just to get out in case. But the other is they're right up, I'm continuing the garage line, which is shown on the bottom left photo. And so I didn't want any casement windows protruding, just so people walking by, they can hit them. We back up to the Metro Park. We also get a lot of bird hits in the windows. And when I have them open, they seem to attract them even more. So for a few varieties, I'm going to use double hung. There are double hung already in the house. There's actually 4 styles of window in the house now. There's casement, double hung, single pane in the basement, the full basement, and the glass block window, which you see there, which will now be removed. That will become an entranceway to our living room.
Living space.
Or no, living room. Family room, I'm sorry. There will be, so I'll be using the 2 existing brick walls as interior walls. I like that look. I did it on the previous edition. The wall for the garage has a 2-hour fire rating, Underwriter Laboratory U302. And there'll be a solid steel door replacing what is now a 6-pane door, wooden door. The exterior of this small addition will also have a 36-inch wide door. That will have a 9-light steel door. What else could I say? One thing that's not shown is I talked to John, I think last week. The roof plan is not shown. I'm not exactly sure what the builder has in mind. I believe he's going to do on-site construction of rafters, 2x6, 2x4. I'm not sure. But he's one of the reasons I want this particular contractor. He's excellent with roofs. He's like a Michelangelo up there.
John will be determining that.
Yeah.
The gutters will match. I have enough pitch. I will add a new downspout that drains to the creek. That's about 15 feet, roughly where I'm standing when I took the bottom right photo. And that will be connected underground into the creek.
Is there any utilities back there? You don't have any utilities right in the back?
Nothing at the moment, no.
No electric or gas lines or anything back there?
No, when I redid these driveways some years ago, I left a 4-inch sanitary connection right past that garage door there. So under the garage floor, there's a 4-inch sanitary that's aiming right at that door. So I just have to go connect there for the bathroom.
All right,
You moved the air conditioner to the back of the house?
Yes, yeah, the air conditioner will be moved to where the hose reel is shown kind of now, if you can see it there. So it's going to move about, yeah, right there. A little bit further to the right. Yeah, right there.
So your existing furnace and air conditioning going to be enough to take care of the 2 additions then, or do you know?
Yes, yeah, I also have a supplemental wood stove.
Okay.
Yeah. There'll be three vents, one under each window.
Okay.
Code allows an 8-inch joist, but I went with 10. I just don't want any bounce.
Yeah, good idea. What's your span? I forget. What's the depth of the room? I forget.
Just under 12 feet, 11 foot, 8.5 inches.
Yeah, okay. You could also break the span with a beam, if you want to do that on the crawl space.
Yes, yeah.
Might save a couple bucks on the floor joist.
Yeah, that's a good point because I know the wood is so expensive now.
It is. It's really crazy.
Going up every 5 days, so.
Isn't that something?
the construction won't begin here probably until September, October, so hoping it comes down a little.
It's supposed to stop rising in June is what we're hearing, so maybe it'll fall.
Would the engineered floor joist be just as expensive as the wood these days, or the engineered joists?
You might be able to get those easier than just, the stock, lumber.
And they are strong, they don't bounce.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I do like them better.
I think you've done a really thorough job here. I only have one question. I didn't see a sandstone sample in the back. You're matching your existing, I'm assuming.
Yes, I actually have it. I already have a few extra from when I did the previous edition, so I'll just be using those.
Perfect.
Yeah, I call it out in the description, but I don't show a sample.
Okay.
All the elevations will match. Brick lines obviously will match. Trying to think anything else I forgot. The footer is going to be an 8 by 20. There'll be 6 mil plastic underneath the 4-inch concrete floor. 57 wash gravel. There'll be ironite on the exterior block foundation.
All right. It's a good
I
description.
think you're in great shape.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mayosi,
Yes.
Mr. Behrman,
Yes.
Dr. Reiner,
Yes,
Mr. Lauer,
Yes.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And good luck with it.
Thank you, everyone. Have
Thanks,
a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Signature. All right. If anyone has any business they'd like to ask about on the record, if not, I'd like to adjourn the meeting.
I'll
Motion to
second
adjourn.
that.
All in favor?
aye.
All right.
Aye.
Thank you.